Hello, my name is Sharon Howard, and I teach at Robinson Middle School, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade language arts as a co-teacher, and then I also teach our alternative learning environment program, 6th through 8th graders, the language arts, social studies, and social skills to those students.
My name is Alex Maxwell. I am a former student of Miss Howard's.
At the time that I met Alex, I was teaching 10th through 12th grade students at Bryant High School. I taught several different subjects, whatever I needed to teach to this group of students. Alex was friendly when he came in my classroom the first day. He was kind of loud, so everybody knew when Alex walked in. And of course, this was my first year at Bryant High School. I had been off work for a year and a half, but before that, I had taught at Arkansas Juvenile in Alexander. I was telling the students about that, where I had worked. And Alex says, "That's where I know you from." And I'm just like, okay, Alex. He started telling me that he knew why I left. Oh my goodness. I said, "How did you know that?" And he said, "They talk at them jails." With that, there was like an immediate connection because he felt like he knew who I was.
My home life was very rough, and I was just trying to graduate. That was my whole goal. And when Miss Howard came, she's the reason why I went to school every day. Sometimes I wouldn't get to eat very much. She always had something for me. All the way up until I graduated, Miss Howard was my support through school. Anytime I got in trouble, instead of them sending me home or suspending me or something like that, they always called her, and I went and stayed in her room during the day. To be honest, my parents really just wanted me graduated so I could go on my way. My parents are a certain way. They would never try to have that relationship with a teacher. It's just their personality. I was pretty much on my own through that whole high school experience.
Alex was so funny in the classroom, but he didn't necessarily always want to do his work. You know, he would tend to cut up or act out to kind of avoid doing the work. But I saw lots of potential in him because he was so outgoing, and I just wanted his parents to know that. We had talked enough for me to know that this young man gets in trouble quite a bit. Early on, I thought, I want to make sure I call his parents and give them some positive information. I spoke to his mom the first time I ever called his home and just kind of informed her of what he was doing in my class and the potential that I saw in him, and that I was going to do everything I could to help him be successful. And she listened and said that she appreciated it. On several occasions, we ended up having to have conferences, and most of those she did attend. She was receptive during this meeting as we all met to discuss whatever was going on at the time. I wanted to develop a relationship with her where hopefully she would trust me. So not only would I call to talk to her about it, I would give her some suggestions or some things that I was going to try to do, or ask her if we could kind of work together on it. And so that's how I always presented myself to her, that we were on the same team. It's so important to me to contact that parent early on. Even if the student comes in the middle of the year or something, immediately make a contact with the parent. Over the phone is the best, where they can actually hear your voice. Then the texting seems to just flow naturally, and you just send a little quick text to let that parent know that he's doing a great job. And then when something comes up that maybe he is in trouble for or whatever, they're more receptive. So if you've developed this relationship with them ahead of time, then when I really need to see them in person so we can sit down and talk, you have a lot more success.
There was a time where I was kicked out of the house. I didn't have anywhere to go, nowhere. No family, nowhere. I came to school that morning and I told her what happened. And I would live to go to school the next day. So, I got to eat, I got to have a good time. She was always someone I could talk to about anything. And I think that's very important for a teacher to have that with a student. A lot of kids, they need somebody. They need that someone to go to and be comfortable to talk about anything. And I think a teacher could make a bigger impact on a kid that way. I would cut up a lot in class. A lot of it I'd done to myself. She was always there to try to get me back on track. And I think a lot of kids act out in class and school because there's something going on, something they can't talk to no one about. And if they could talk to someone about it, then they wouldn't be doing all that in class. I think it's important for a teacher to find out what that is and try to help.
Since he liked the attention, I thought, let's use this in a positive and, a very beneficial way. And so I allowed him to teach the science class one day. Oh, he was all for that. To get to be in front of the class and get up there and do all that, that was perfect. We were all even the students were so excited and amazed at Alex because the information he took and read and explained to the students, and then not only that, all the visuals he provided. Got up there and drew on the board this diagram showing everybody exactly what he was talking about. It was amazing.
I've never done anything like it in my life. It was really exciting, and I think that's another thing that teachers should also do more with their students, give them an opportunity to be you. They learn a lot more when they're doing it like that.
With me, he learned what his strengths were. If I wanted something organized in my classroom or hung up, I asked Alex to do it. Once I figured that out with him, then that helped me in getting him on track for the academic part and the behavior too, because those needs are being met also.
My grandma died in 2012. I was in DYS, Alexander. She came to see me the week before she passed away. She said, I don't want to see you in these places anymore. I want you to get out of here, graduate high school, and make something out of yourself. So at the time, I didn't pay no mind to it. Well, a week after that, they come and got me and told me she passed away and everything. And after that, I slept every day. Never got up just to go to the restroom. I just want to go home. But they told me I was never going to go home. They were going to send me to a place called 18 to 21. And then I was going off to a bigger unit. Well, it's time for the funeral, and I had to get approved to go. It's funny because no one else ever got to go to a funeral. I got to. I went to the funeral, and I was standing there, handcuffs and shackles, and I was ashamed. That's where it started. I was ready to straighten my life up and go on, be somebody, because there's no life in that. So I didn't, I didn't know what to do, but I think there was somebody with me because a week later I paroled out of there, and there was no way that was going to happen if there was something higher powered working that thing. But I got out of there and I started school, and I struggled a lot, Before I even knew you, I struggled, but I kept pushing through because what my grandma told me. I was real close with my grandmother, real close. And when you came along, that part that I lost, I got back again. So if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have been able to be where I'm at right now.
And you worked hard, and I'm so proud of you now, the job you have, and look at what you're doing.
Yes,
you're helping others.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's how it works. I help you, and now you're helping someone else.
After graduation, you were the only one I was looking for. I wasn't looking for my mom. I wasn't looking for anybody else but you. And that place was packed. When I came up to you, I remember the exact words you said. You gave me a hug, and you said how proud of me you were, and you said that you were leaving the school. You told me that you graduated who God sent to graduate. That really got to me. Who else would have sent somebody to do it? What else could have put that in there? There's magic there. I'm just grateful. And I can promise you this, and this might sound kind of weird or different, but every day I think about you, every day. That's how I was with my grandma. I had that with her, and then I lost that. You came in, and then there's that support. There it is. You're the reason why I graduated. So, no, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I just want to hug you.
Welcome. Everybody my whole entire life told me that I was going to be the screw up. I was never going to graduate, but I will tell you that this woman helped me get there. She pulled more strings than anybody. When you walk across that stage, there's no better feeling in the world because you accomplished something that someone said you can't do.